can't wait to get Might Magic 8. And you would probably even be a bit more interesting in that game than this one.
Yeah, because that game I actually played.
Yep. The way I had... Oh, I had just needed to press this. And it opened something somewhere. That's cryptic. Can't even see those motherfuckers too well. Okay, Toxic Cloud, go! Finger of Death, I'm not even going to try. Not too bad, I think. Okay, this guy will just cure. Now I wonder if I'm misremembering or if in later games Toxic Cloud gets the ability to go through enemies and just linger there while hitting everyone. I'm fairly certain in 9 it does that, but in 9 everything is different anyway, so maybe it doesn't do it in either 7 or 8, which would make it not as useful, but it's still a very powerful one-hit spell.
Why don't you use your Fireball spell or whatever? I think it had area of effect.
Well, yeah, but it's pretty weak, I think, at this point. I could, though, use Dragon Breath. Yeah, well, that probably would help before. I think Dragon Breath is pretty much a super duper fireball. Sadly, the spells don't scale too well with our levels, and some of the earlier spells become obsolete. Even my trusty sparks, I think, are pretty much useless at this point. We got the Shrap Metal, which is upgraded sparks pretty much. Ring, I got a couple rings by now. Lunar Ring of Charm, personality 15, I don't think it's better than anything we have. Nah. Okay, I was there. Was that the magic brew that fucked up Skype? I think it was. Yeah. So we kinda looped around here, which is just as well because I don't really understand the layout still at all. Oh well, there is still someone running away from us. And the Deck of Fate on the floor. Aha, which was the mysterious item that you said was the invisible loot. It was indeed something on the other level. There's just a useless room here. Okay. The minimap really doesn't help navigation in this dungeon.
Yeah. At least in Daggerfall there was a 3D map. It wasn't very useful too, but at least you had better idea where the rooms actually are.
Well, to be fair, here the colors of the lines are slightly different based on how, well, level with us the lines are, so the floor that we are on is slightly lighter. So I guess you could still discern where you can go and where you can't go. I wonder what this... Whoa, 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 that was another trap with a curious shape. I wonder what's up with that shape. It's like the horns. Okay, Trash Heap. Magical Brew. We can afford Trash Heap because we can cure stuff now, and this guy is just too cool to get Z's. Anyway. Yeah, I should give this stuff to people who can identify and sell it later. Oh no, wait. Also, interestingly, can you guess which game I kind of felt like playing lately? Which I would never admit under normal circumstances and probably will not actually go and play.
Morrowind?
Yes. I don't know why. I think it's because the editor that I'm using at work actually the levels when you view them in the editor, they look very much like Morrowind, because the editor doesn't apply like the shaders and fancy lighting, but I still get to like work with the terrain and place a shit ton of rocks and little decoration type things on the terrain, so it's really similar. And I don't know, Morrowind, for some reason, even though I don't really care much for the atmosphere and then stuff like that of that game, the world still, I don't know, felt more interesting than in later games. Maybe because it was more impressive how the entire world was made by hand somehow in Skyrim, even though it's bigger and more detailed, I think, is just not as impressive anymore. And Oblivion, if I'm correct, it was just pretty much procedurally generated or something. Do you actually know anything about that? Because I remember hearing that the landscape, at least, and stuff like trees and rocks were placed automatically and not by hand in Oblivion.
Yeah, I think I've heard something like that too, but I'm not sure and I never did any research.
And neither did I. But I'm just wondering why... Oh, fucking... I'm wondering why Skyrim doesn't feel as impressive as Morrowind did. Maybe it's just because I played Morrowind when it was more impressive. Because of the age of the game or something. It was more novel.
I don't know, regardless of manual object placement or random generation, I just like Morrowind more because it's special with its fucked up huge mushrooms and crazy monsters and everything, and then they just completely ignored all that and made something more like generic fantasy.
Well, as you know, as I said multiple times, I actually do prefer generic fantasy because it's
I know that.
easier to get immersed for me. I can't really suspend my disbelief enough to pretend to be someone who knows about that world and is familiar, is not freaked out by everything, every little creature. But I don't know. The thing I dislike about Morrowind the most is probably how much of it is just grey, desert, boring place. And maybe I slightly dislike that it has like 4 music tracks which just play everywhere.
Okay, Antroid, what the hell were you doing just now?
I have no idea. I was just stalling before I go into this room because I don't like this room from the looks of it. For some reason, when I'm talking and I don't want to go anywhere while I'm talking, I just like running around in figure 8. And that's what I was doing. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, it's not the best idea to stand here again. Oh well. Yep. Wait, no. But on the plus side, we are actually clearing down, or may actually have a chance of beating the dungeon today, because from what I see, we only have like a couple big rooms in 2 directions to go, and maybe it's not as long as it seemed. Okay, if you look at the map, there's this huge place here, which I think is the direction where we need to go, and there's this little place here, which I just almost got killed in, and the maze-like part of the dungeon we already cleared, so I don't think there's any dead ends here which we didn't explore, so it's pretty easy to navigate actually at this point. And I think I'm going to go... I don't know, I am liking the north direction more, and there's little... I don't know what's this path here supposed to... I think it's like a huge cave with a structure inside it. This place on the map is like a bit of a castle inside a huge cave, and that's where at least some of what I need to find in here is, and I don't know where that little place here actually leads. Maybe the authors actually placed the 2 quest things into different sides of the dungeon. Oh well, I didn't remember this place, so let's check out where it leads first. And
so, if you manage to complete this dungeon today, can you get lasers today?
To be honest, I don't remember if we get lasers at the beginning of the cellar of that oracle, or if we get them somewhere near the end. So, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to get in that dungeon and see if there's lasers at the very start. I know that there's like a sign on the wall with laser instructions, which gives us the skill at the very start. I think I remember reading somewhere someone saying that pretty much what was said is just don't look in the barrel of the gun when you shoot. And we can at least waste all our skill points in ancient weapon skill at that point. But I'm fairly certain that at least we won't get the second type of laser, which is a laser rifle, which is even better. I think we'll get those in a later dungeon. Okay, I don't actually remember what we go into the cellar of Oracle, or Oracle Cellar 4. If it's for the blasters, then it would be only logical if the blasters were the end of the dungeon, so I don't know. But we are surely going to get lasers next time, so we could probably record like on Sunday also.
And do they have cool sprites that you will be able to see on the paper dolls?
I don't think they're pretty cool on paper dolls, but they look kind of cool in the inventory. In the paper dolls, just hold them in a, if I remember correctly, they hold them in a very ridiculous looking way, kind of stupid. But they have proper blaster sounds and all that. So we're going to be going pew 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 pew. They're awesome. Very fast, very fast. I think there was a bug. Why is there nothing here? Just one of the quirks of Might and Magic 6 map design, I guess. But really, what's the point of this direction at all? I think there was a bug in this game at first, which I sadly fixed with the Grey Face patch, which made the blasters pretty much just have zero, what was it called, the recovery time, so we could just minigun them. They're still pretty fast, but not to that point, I think. But they are the fastest weapon in the game, and we are going to be just pretty much murdering dragons and such with them. Okay, there's a whole new direction which I didn't notice on the minimap before, which is disconcerting. But it's apparently not very new, actually. I wonder if it just loops into somewhere I've been already. Yeah, looks like it. Yep. Okay, that's good, because now I can just drop down here and go north. I always loved, no matter how primitive the graphics are, I always loved huge underground chambers, huge subterranean environments like this one. And though this, I don't know how it's subterranean, even though we entered the castle, and this is supposed to be a castle, but apparently it's now a cave. Maybe the castle is just this part. But yeah, I don't know. The chasm, the level chasm in Doom 2, even for how much hate it gets, I really like it. And similar places. I can't really recall any offhand, but I know that there's a shit ton of them. There's been a shit ton of them in games, in old games, where just they make a really undetailed, huge room with a plainly obvious texture tiling and such. And I still fucking love it because it's just a huge underground room, and that's just, I don't know, maybe Rune was the game that made me so fond of that type of place, because it started with huge underground caves.
When you said chasm, I immediately thought of chasm from DTST, and I have no idea what that level is in Doom 2.
Really? It's the level where you go on thin ledges and...
Ah, okay, now I remember.
That, yes. No one can forget that level. I can't believe for a second that even you can forget that level. Okay, come on, get out from inside me, I know that in old RPGs people go inside each other quite a lot, but that's still inappropriate. And if anyone's confused, I actually mean the JRPGs with a top view, where you have like a whole party of members, and they all just kind of, I don't know, collapse into one being, and you control one person. I remember in Mario RPG, it's shown even in cutscenes where like 3 guys would walk from under Mario or something like that, when there is a need to talk. It's
well, in
funny.
some JRPGs there's actually a trail of characters following your main character.
Yeah, like in the Mother series, I guess. But still, that's a big staple that people should recognize if they played any JRPG, of party members just slightly going inside the main character. But I don't think enemies ever did that, so Ice, I think you're crossing the line. I think this was the big place that I mentioned before, where I had to pick Ice one by one with a bow. And I remember them just kind of hoarding near the ceiling, but for some reason it doesn't happen now. So I guess we are really going to finish this dungeon.
Okay.
Alright. Maybe I really was playing like an idiot before, by just running and provoking everyone and then having to kill a huge horde. Okay, I can't even reach that guy. Come on, stop doing that. Yeah! motherfucker. I wish it was like Doom. Did you know that in Doom, at least in like vanilla probably, the flying enemies, if you get close to them, they get repeatedly, they get just pushed down to always stay in your screen. So if you have like a Keiko Demon or Lost Soul high up in the air, if you run out to it, it's going to descend very, very quickly.
I didn't know about that. Well, I don't play vanilla Doom much. I only play through that Doom.
Yeah, me too. But I read that on Doom World there's a huge thread about things you didn't know, or actually there's two threads which I sometimes yes, a confessional booth and things you didn't know until recently. And I read that a long time ago in one of those, probably in the things you didn't know, because it's not much of a confession. Hey guys, I confess that enemies in Doom behave this way. Yeah, probably in the first one. So yeah.
When in name only actually comes out?
When I finish map 24, of course. I know. There is like some guys are doing some like co-op play of the beta, but they're doing it later because they can't do it until I make map 24 playable, which is a bit of a pressure on me, but I didn't really care. I think I'm going to try and map some on this weekend, maybe.
You freaking do that, because I need some Doom mod to play, because people have been asking about that.
Yeah, you are going to let's play in name only then?
Why not?
Or, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, why not? An extra let's playing a WOD where I have 3 maps. Okay, I am silently getting murdered again. Dragon Breath. Terrible, maddening, flying. No, not flying, maddening. Okay, let's see if we can kill these guys before retreating hastily. Probably. Do I still want to... I don't think shared life works with unconscious people. Dang it. No, Dragon Breath. Interesting fact, dragons in Might Magic 8, they still have to use mana for flying and Dragon Breath, so it's kind of strange.
Well, do you think that flame just comes out of nowhere from dragons?
Well, I thought that it was usually said in fantasy lore that dragons have like physical, biological mechanisms to produce flames by like a couple different substances coming together and making that reaction when they breathe or something, I don't know. Well, the dragons in Might Magic 8 have a default attack which is a flame, pretty much like a bow, but flame. But they have a spell Dragon Breath, which is a explosive Dragon Breath, which they need mana for. But flying is the part that really ticks me, because dragons shouldn't need... The dragons in the game fly all the time, but the ones we recruit suddenly lose the ability for some reason. They can't even fly until we upgrade them.
That's just for show. Their wings, they do nothing. They're just for beauty, and they actually use magic all the time to fly.
So I guess every NPC just has unlimited mana. Well, it's in Might Magic NPCs do and have unlimited mana usually, so makes sense. Okay, I am totally going to sleep right here when I kill that guy. Why is my knight always dying first? Maybe because of the democracy spell. Okay, let's quick save in case of encounter. No encounters, but damn it, no mana either. Let's cure insanity and sleep again. Where was it? Mind magic, surprisingly. Wait, what? It's probably too late to cure insanity.
What do you mean too late?
Most of the cure status effect spells in this game stop working after a certain time after the effect was... not enough spell points. How nice.
So do you have to go to the temple now, or what?
I guess yes, and I have to go there manually because I don't have enough spell points for town portal. Well, actually maybe I do have for town portal. Yes, thank God. I didn't have enough
Well,
for
actually, you could
Lloyd's
drink
Beacon.
some mana potions.
I am saving those for the final boss. Come on, Picket. Don't be silly. Yeah, I didn't want to cure my knight. Oh well. Too bad there isn't a give infinity spell, which I would use on my knight all the time. You know, this music track, I think it's, yeah, it is the default music track for location 1. It's just unparalleled, I think, among game music for me, because it's just so much nostalgia. Just imagine I haven't played a single RPG type game before this one, and I had no idea what to expect. It wasn't like I had no idea what to do, because I read the manual and I was able to like understand what the mechanics are and such, but still getting plonked down right here and having this whole place to explore and monsters to kill and just to loot, and it's so overwhelming, especially to a kid who never played an RPG before. And this music track just reminds me of that. There's so cool. I could listen to it all my life. Recall Beacon, Castle Darkmoor. Okay, that was... freaking! Why did I set my beacon right near a trap? 2 traps. I guess in this castle you're never too far from a trap. Okay, let's... Another fireball shotgun blast, not going to work. I don't know what this ember did or what the lever did. The way has been cleared. It's kinda sad, because I would like, even if I can easily beat the dungeon after I cleared the way, I still would like to know what which switch does. Okay, skull pile of insanity. Oh! It didn't work. Wow, the knight is apparently... Oh wow, that's probably why he was dead. That was what I wanted to do. Next time I'll probably remember to do that. Teach him the art of wearing a chain in armor. Elec resistance, kinda cool, I guess. Let's see if anyone has an Elec resistance which is lower. I'm not sure. Elec resistance might be worth it. Exchange, I guess maybe exchange for fire resistance here. Let's do it. Okay, and let's clear up some inventory space. Oops. Whatever. To put our armor here to fix it. Slightly harder with armor to tell what space you need. Also, as I was beginning to say, this guy is just too cool to get affected by skull piles and trash heaps and such. I wonder if it's because of his mastery of perception or because of his high luck, because I've been giving him all the luck. Whatever. That means I can explore skull piles, but they don't probably give us anything useful at this point in the game. Except for some weak scrolls. Sadly, his resistance probably doesn't work on stuff like the well in Kriegspier, which outright kills you if you dare wish for anything. I know there's such a well in Might Magic 7 in a later location, where I have to admit, shamefully, when I played the game last time, I just abused quick saves and overleveled my guys to pretty much godhood on that well. Because it has a chance to give you like thousands and thousands of experience, or kill you, or give you thousands and thousands of gold. Okay. You could do such an exploit in this game at some point with the chest. Well, it's not a chest, spoilers, but the thing where you get the treasure for getting all the obelisk puzzles, which I think I'm going to do at some point, because that's interesting, even though I don't remember which obelisks I got before. I'll just probably, well, not off camera, I don't know, I'll do something about it. The thing that you open, it works like a chest. It also, when you open it, it gives you some money, just like scripting, by the way of scripting. And I think that script worked every time you opened it, even if you cleared. Well, even if you didn't clear it, it shouldn't give you money every time you open the chest. But that was a very easy possibility to get a lot of money in this game. Okay, just die. You are maddening. John Maddening. Okay. I think the obelisk chest also has dark containment, which is a dark magic spell, which no one knows what it does. Actually, a lot of people probably do, and a lot of people probably commented and told me what it does, but I keep forgetting. And I wasn't able to actually find that in any FAQ. I think they all say, well, probably it's what my commenters also told me. It has a chance to inflict like any status effect whatsoever on an enemy, which makes it kinda useless. But it's really hyped up in manual and everywhere else because it just says it's a mystery what this powerful dark magic spell does. When you cast it, it does stuff which doesn't even work, so yeah. The later Might Magic Games ultimate dark magic school spell is much better. It's Soul Drinker, and it pretty much drains HP from everyone who we see at the point of casting and gives us the HP, which is kind of useful. Okay.
So why are you not go inside that structure?
Because I'm slightly wary of some people attacking me through the windows and such. I want to clear the outside first. And I think there's something on the outside. I'm not sure. I don't remember ever actually getting inside the structure. I don't remember what's in there. But for some reason I think at least well, the thing that we need, it's can't really see anything here, but at the least it's in the open view of the cave, so I guess in my mind it registered like it's outside, not just on the balcony or something. We'll see how it is. It's interesting for me because even though I like started Might Magic 6 a lot of times before, I haven't actually gotten up to this point more than once, because somehow I just kind of give up. At some point I lose interest in Might Magic, and being such a long game, I don't actually manage to beat it before I do that, so yeah. Oh, come on, thank you very much, spell effect. I cannot target people through the effects here, which is kinda dumb, I guess, but I guess it's fair, you can't even see them. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of them. Okay, let's keep healing before we are already halfway dead. Also, let's run closer to them to see better. Yeah, not too much, we can probably handle.
So much for you.
Yes, I agree. Can you hear the guys saying stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool. You've been missing out on so much before. Of course, my favorite was always the Islands of Mist, where you killed like a legion of Indian women and old people, and my guys would just say something like, "Yeah, another one," or something. Half the time I'm killing an innocent, well, hardly innocent, but still pretty weak and defenseless person.
Well, it was self-defense, so whatever. Completely fine.
Yep. Yes.
Because if an old man tries to punch you, like, what do? You just fucking murder him with a two-handed sword.
Exactly. And especially since those old men were actually psychics or something, they were throwing mind blasts at us. And they had staves, which hurt a lot. At least the sound was painful. It was probably not very effective, but the sound was like... Okay, someone's putting us to sleep. And I don't remember if there is a potion that does that. I mean, that doesn't do that, that heals that. Let's just go and sleep legitimately and everyone's going to wake up, I guess. Even though that would probably mean that I can't cure insanity and my people won't have any MP again. Ah, damn it. I know what I can do. I can probably use splash damage to wake them up. Yep. That's a kind of funny method. Cure insanity. Now he's just afraid. I don't know if his face got any better, but I guess purely stats wise, that guy didn't even change his expression. Purely stats wise, it's better. Okay, now let's... well, actually, remove fear. And now he's just weak.
Wow, that guy has a lot of problems.
Yep.
Fortunately, magic can fix it. You're weak, magic can fix it. You're crazy, magic can fix it. You're afraid of everything, magic can fix it.
You know what magic can't fix though? Being drunk. For some reason there's just no spell for
Why would you
that.
want to fix that?
Well, because some...
Like, people get drunk for being drunk. Why do you want to fix that?
Well, in this game, being drunk actually, I think it hampers your fighting power a little bit.
That's strange. It should be the opposite, I think.
I think it raises some stats while lowering some other. We can actually see when we get back from the dungeon, we can not have any buffs and see, well, test on any of these guys. Yeah, he has probably, yeah, insanity. It raises might, endurance and speed, but lowers intellect and personality, which is perfect for a knight. He does need those anyway. We can find the guy without buffs and test it out. See what the being drunk affects. I think the only cure for being drunk, I'm sure temples can cure it, but if you just sleep, it gets removed. I think also fear gets removed if you sleep. Ah, dang it, more. But I think they are just... Well, no, there's a couple stronger ones down there. Ah, there's a big ramp here. I guess this was the geometry of the level which made me think that the actual what we need is here. But we're going to explore the whole dungeon anyway, so who cares which order we do it in. Unless of course there's like another teleporter there which brings us back to the beginning, which would be kind of bothersome if we have to go back in. Okay, you are annoying.